Good morning, and welcome to Coolin's Morning Inspirations. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about taking the time to read the book and not judge that book by its cover. Of course, I'm not talking about a book. I'm talking about individuals that you see on a normal basis, and you take a first glance at them and then you have a whole judgment on them. It's not good to have a judgment on somebody when you don't even know who they are or how they are as a person. You can have the most clean-cut person in the world, and that person can treat you like trash, while you have somebody that looks like they're a bum from the streets, and they have everything in the world to give you. Maybe not material things, but they give you kindness. They give you advice. They have world, experience to help you along the way. But a lot of times, if you don't even want to speak to this person because of the outside cover of their book, well, you will always be closed and closed-minded. If a person doesn't walk your walk, or doesn't dress the way you dress, or doesn't talk the way you talk, it is not for them to be treated as they're disposable. You can get some of the best information from a person that lives on the street. Do you know why? Because that person has made mistakes that probably you haven't made yet. And some might be going down that avenue and don't even know it. So it's always good to hear people, hear what they went through, what their dreams are, what their struggles are. Because you don't know how much, even though that your cover looks all pretty on the outside, the inside, the body of your book might be dark, might be sad, might be confused. So you really can't go off of the judgment of the cover of the book. Get to know people. Take time out to get to know an individual, regardless if you see that they got like 1,000 piercings on their face, or they have tattoos, or whatever the case may be. You might see this person on the outside and you be like, oh my God, this person, you have some people that like to fat shame people. Oh, that person's so fat, this, that, and the third. But you don't know that person might have a medical condition. That person might be going through depression. That person might be going through anxiety. You don't know what that person is going through. But unless you talk to them and find out about these things, you won't know. And the sad thing about that type of situation is, I can probably guarantee that you've had situations to where somebody judged you, and I know that didn't feel good. How does it feel to be judged? How does it feel for somebody to automatically have their thoughts about you? And even if it's somewhat true, but it just hurts that they didn't even get the chance to even know who you are as an individual. The only thing they wanted to do was look at your cover and automatically say, oh, I know that book. I've read that book before. I see the cover. I know this book. No, you don't. No, you don't. A lot of times when people like to throw stones and hide their hands, or throw stones and just say ha ha through it, there's going to be a time in your life to where you wish you would have had somebody there for you, because somebody's going to throw stones at you. Somebody's going to be that way towards you, and you're going to want somebody to have sympathy for you, or at least empathy. But you're not going to get it, because the world likes to read books by covers. Matter of fact, they don't even like reading the book. They'll take what other people say about this book and then automatically be like, oh, I know this book. Somebody told such and such told me about this book. But that person might not like this type of book, but you do. You might. But if you're sitting here always judging somebody off of what you think that it should be judged off of, that's your fault. And when you don't get nowhere in life, look back. Look back all the things that you did that caused the ripple effect that happens to where one day you're in the same predicament as that person that you were just talking about. One day you're going to end up in the same predicament where it could be like a job, for instance. You walk into a job and you know that you're qualified for this job. You're qualified for the job, but you don't look the part for the job. But you might be the best at it. But guess what? They're going to judge you. They're going to judge your book. They're going to look at your cover and be like, oh, yeah, you're not a good fit for my company. You're not a good fit for the company. I'm sorry. And you're going to be left in limbo trying to figure out what in the heck happened. So don't judge a book by the cover. It's very, like, I hate to use the word toxic because people love to use it so much and for so many things. So that word doesn't hold weight like it used to, or not to me anyway. That word toxic does not hold the weight that it used to, because people love to say everybody's toxic. If I have a different way of thinking than you do, that it's toxic. That's something that I want to get more into, but not on this show, not on Morning Inspirations, but that's something to talk about. Because I don't want nobody to prejudge me because they look at me and be like, oh, he's a big black guy with tattoos and he has muscles, so he must be a woman beater. He must be violent. He must be misogynistic. He must be like, it sucks. And I know you don't like it when it's done to you. So don't do it to other people. Make it to where there's no judgment. Get to know a person. I grew up in Atlanta. And one thing that I always did growing up in it, like this, I grew up in the city of Atlanta, so I heard stories from homeless people. I still do. I'll stop and talk to a homeless person and chill with them and listen to what they got to say, even if 80% is babble. But they might have a very valuable 20% that they want to give you in that little bit of time, and that 20% might change your life. That 20% might have you not want to go down a certain path. You might be doing drugs, and this person will tell you, yeah, I started out doing such and such, and it took control over me, and there wasn't nothing that I can do. I started spending all my money on everything. I started stealing. I started doing all this type of stuff because I couldn't. I lost my job over my drug addiction. I started stealing for my drug addiction. I ended up getting locked up for my drug addiction. Like, some people have things like that to tell you. And it might be right on time because you might be going through the same thing. A person might have told you that they had witnessed, they witnessed a death somewhere or a death of a loved one or something like that. And then it destroys them. So honestly, you don't know. It's a restaurant that I love to go to. It's off of Candler Road. It's in Georgia. It's in Decatur, Georgia, off of Candler Road. It's a restaurant, like a little Chinese restaurant called China Cafeteria. And you have some people that will be afraid to go to that place because there's always a homeless person close by asking for food or asking, can you help them with money? You will look at them, toot your nose up, go and do what you do, and then leave. Yes. There are times where people will just use that to their advantage and try to get over on people, but you got that out of regular people. You can get that out of your family. But don't judge it. Don't judge. Don't judge. This is like, I guess, the biggest thing about what I'm trying to get to you today is stop judging people. Let people live their life. If you don't agree with their lifestyle, or you don't agree with how they got tattoos, or you don't agree that they live on the street, or you don't agree that they live in an abusive relationship, or you don't agree that how they raise their kids, you don't agree on whatever the case may be, stop judging. Because at the end of the day, life is a 360. It always comes back around. You don't want to be that guy or that woman that you always judging folks, and then the same thing that you were judging them for happens to you. Like I used to always I had a friend back in the day, and she was a bit promiscuous, right? But I used to always think it was funny that the same people that will be trying to call this person a hoe, or call this person promiscuous, or call this person, whatever, Jezebels, or whatever the hell you want to call that person, but then turn right back around and do it themselves, but they try to do it behind closed doors. Or they don't want you to see what they're doing. So they sneak, hold cause for, having secret relationships, sneaky links, cuddy buddies, and all those things, because they want to do things that some people aren't scared to do it in the light. Some people don't mind doing those things in the light. You have some people that prefer to do it in the dark so they can keep a certain type of persona. But in all actuality, you're just as bad as the person that does it in the light, that does it in the dark. You might be like, oh, that person's on crack, but you're addicted to marijuana. You might be like, well, one's stronger than the other, or one's worse than the other, but to an extent. Not majorly. Yes. If you do crack will have you doing some crazy things. Not weed. Weed won't. But weed will make you lazy. Weed will make you not kind of put you in a stuck state of mind. So if one thing's not healthy, the other thing's not healthy. Regardless of how unhealthy it is, it's unhealthy. It's not 100% good to do. There's nothing wrong with having a clear mind, but you have people that do what they do. You'll have somebody, and I seen this, it was a clip. I forgot what clip it was. Sorry that I can't, shout out the clip, but it was basically a preacher saying, how can you judge somebody that's out there having sex a lot, but you're behind closed doors masturbating 24/7? How can you talk about the person that's always drinking when you're always smoking? You get what I'm saying? It's like Who are you to judge? Who are you to tell anybody that they're wrong at something that they're doing? Who are you? But nothing but a regular individual trying to make it in this world like everybody else. I will close it with this. And I hope that all of you have a beautiful day. Stay motivated. Stay hydrated. And stay focused on whatever dream that you have. Don't let nobody stray you away from that. Peace.